Hi, folks. Welcome to Hitting the Mark with Harry and Mark. I'm your co host, Mark, and this is my wonderful co host, Harry.
Hello.
We are two idiots who love talking about things we have no idea what we're talking about. On the show, we've decided to do things a little differently. If I sound stupider than usual, it's because my two brain cells are split in half, focusing on playing a game. No longer, no longer are we catering to the I'm gonna go masturbate, I'm gonna go do my chores, I'm gonna go like photocopy my ass in the copier. Now we're catering to the abusive, toxic video game people who are gonna watch us play half-heartedly on easy so that we don't have to focus too hard and just insult the shit out of us. So we figured we've got one person who usually listens to us. We'll be doubling, if not tripling, our viewership in like the coming weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You laugh, but I'm serious. So we might be trying this on a regular basis. I don't know. I'm at the moment. I think it's fairly safe to say this is going to be what, like a little inconsistent. We'll do
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know, nothing fancy.
Yeah, I agree.
Good.
And I don't know if you would need to throw out that it was on easy, just so we can maybe look good, but that's fine. A
Oh
little
no,
too
no, no.
late.
100% honesty.
Fair enough.
So I actually think it would be a great idea to start doing hard mode because this is the first time we're playing it. But like doing hard mode just to give them like something to like laugh at, you know?
Yeah, I think they're gonna laugh even on easy mode.
Yeah, yeah, they're definitely gonna laugh on easy mode. So, folks, today, since we're trying out like a slight variation, we're gonna be doing a little bit of loosey goosey style stuff. Sorry if our attention spans, like I was saying earlier, are a little divided, but we wanted to give you guys a little something to you know, look at other than Harry's wonderful chicken scratch drawing face or like a couple of like punny bears. So
Yeah.
we're really consider we answer our fans critiques and praise. By that we mean when a vet like occasionally once or twice is like, oh, you can do this instead, and that's it. That's it.
That's it.
Anyway, the most important part of the podcast by pay-per-view, or by popular demand, not pay-per-view. Fuck. Shit. Start the goddamn podcast over.
Restart.
Uh, back by popular demand. Harry, how was your week? We're starting the battle, by the way. No, hold on. I got to give you force.
Yeah. Uh
Harry, you're gonna take the dragon, Miao Ying.
oh, I don't know how to play as them, but okay.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. We're waiting for them to come to us.
Okay.
They're fucked.
Yeah, there.
I'm gonna put this on quadruple time just so we can get them hurrying up.
You got it. My week has been
Harry, how
good.
was your week? Yeah,
Yeah. I worked and that's about it.
really.
I worked and
Watched a
normal stuff.
cartoon with a panda a little while ago.
You watched a cartoon with a panda?
You did.
Me. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Ninjago, Lego Ninja
Yeah.
Warriors.
Was Jujutsu Kaisen. I watched the movie that was released. It's like a prequel to the series that's out right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it
Interesting.
was good. I watched it last night. I also just before we started recording, I finished watching the movie on Netflix called Bad Trip from Eric
Oh.
Andre. It was it was funny. It was good. Has that like we were discussing like the jackass feet.
Yeah, the kind of let's do some silly skits and get a aneurysm on the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was all right. I think
I remember seeing it a while ago and thinking, yeah, this is pretty jackassy.
yeah,
So, still fun. Eric Andre's always been enjoyable from what I've
yeah,
seen of his stuff. The anti-humor uh genre is something that he's done really well with the Eric Andre show, Hannibal Buress, and all that stuff, or
Yeah.
Burgess. Um, really good stuff. I've never personally been a fan of like the jackass style of humor.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm one of those people who also likes anti-humor for like the face value humor of it, right? Like
Mhm.
it's not like, oh, there's a greater meaning to like the point of anti-humor. It bucks, conventional like no, like it's just outrageously fucking silly and funny and it mocks a TV show or uh what is it, a talk show I
Yes.
enjoy. So it's always fun when you get the chance to mock a talk show. The
It's true.
enormously not popular things anymore. No, that's not true. Fucking general public fucking loves that shit. But yeah, I totally get you.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna go all out and fight. I'm just gonna auto resolve my fight.
You fucking guy.
Yeah. Whoa. Do I need to do that? No. Oh, fuck that. We're just gonna. Oh no. Well, let's do this. Yeah, that's been my week, dude. Just worked and then nothing after that. I just
Dude,
and then the movies and that's it.
nice.
Yeah, pretty
Nice.
average week. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Harry, there's
Yeah.
nothing. There's absolutely nothing ordinary about you.
Fair.
Nothing. You hear me?
Mhm. I hear it.
Nothing.
Oh, do I
Me?
hear it? Yeah.
Me? I'm pretty boring as well. I didn't
Yeah.
do much. I read a little bit. I didn't get the chance to. School has been fucking riding my ass. Have I talked uh about my political philosophy class
A little bit,
on
yes.
this podcast?
Yeah.
Did I make the multiple choice question joke?
I don't think you did.
Yeah, you know what? So okay, I'll get into it. I have a political philosophy class. So, we go over all the greats, we go over, fucking Socrates, Plato,
Mm,
Aristotle, and then we go
yeah.
straight into like discussions of justice and what is good and the nature of man, and then it's slowly working its way into politics and so on and so forth. But so what gets me, and keep in mind, I'm like asking for trouble because I write about as well as a fucking midget can do somersaults.
Mhm.
Uh, wait, can a midget do somersaults? Fuck, I don't know that. God damn it. Um, I really am irked by the fact that my professor gives out eight multiple choice questions for the political philosophy class.
Oh well.
Right? Like I get no one wants to do a fucking essay or, all this other bullshit, but like philosophy isn't really the class that you do multiple choice on.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, right? Like it's like, you want to do history, be like, oh, multiple choice. What was the name of the whatever of Hercules? Oh, the Rage of Hercules. Okay, cool. Good for you, Billy. But then like philosophy is one of those classes where you really want to like gauge someone's understanding or like their like conversation with the material. Like I'm sounding highfalutin like a fucking jackass, but like as a preference, I would actually like to explain my understanding of like the Ring of Gyges or the fucking the Credo or the Apology or
Yeah.
fucking any of this other bullshit, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Instead of it being like, uh, what happens in the Apology? And it's like, A, Socrates picks his nose. B, Socrates laughs his ass off. It's like it feels like a part of my education is getting bamboozled when that shit happens, right? Like
Mhm.
I'm losing an opportunity to like really engage with material, and I'm just like getting doo-doo grade.
Yeah.
It's just strange.
Fair
I
enough.
don't know.
Yeah. It's I guess with classes, it's just like if it's not, I'm trying to think of the word, like you're not like being like submersed. Is that the right word? Submer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
immersed.
immersed in the class. It's harder to really like enjoy um
Mhm.
and learn, right, and do well in it. It's just I get it. I feel it.
Yeah.
Um,
Like, I like learning it, like, I don't want this to be a Rate My Fucking Professor podcast,
right.
but, like, it's so strange
Mm-hmm.
that of all the I don't know what I'm fucking doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. It's just weird. It's a weird feeling, having a class where you're supposed to be like, "How do you feel about the interpretation of what's going on?" Right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, "No, you can't have an opinion on that." I don't know. It just feels
Right.
fucking weird. It feels weirderino, but I'm not gonna go any farther into that. Whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
Uh, but yeah, fucking. So I'm doing that. Only a little bit of reading for Game of Thrones. I didn't really get too far
Mm-hmm.
in a Storm of Swords. Did I mention last week Queen's Crown?
Queen's Crown. I think you did vaguely a little bit.
Okay. So yeah, it's the bit technically when Jon escapes and Bran. It's the one time Bran and Jon interact like accidentally.
I don't think you did talk about. You talked about um dang it, daughter of Ned Stark was supposed to be
Yeah,
married
yeah,
off.
yeah,
You talked about
yeah.
that.
That's a different one. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so okay, so what's going on with? Oh, I'll hurt my fucking turnip. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
So
Whatever.
what's up with the scenes that I was talking about? Is that I'm talking about now?
Mm-hmm.
Is we first meet Bran, and he's up in the north, and he's close to the wall. So I don't know if I explained this part. I probably did when I talked about Harrenhal a long while ago.
Yeah.
Um, but at the moment, Bran was in these mountains along the coast of the north, right before he reaches the wall. Right before the gift is
Oh.
what it's called. The gift
Okay.
is a plot of land that was given to the Night's Watch to to farm and to forest and all that stuff below the wall. So a little bit
Oh.
south.
Okay.
Um, so they get off the mountains and they're in the gift and they come across this lake. And in the middle of the lake is this like lonely tower, right? And the way they describe it's like, oh, the sun is rising and it's beautiful,
Yes.
and I'm thinking like, oh, there's like dark brown dirt on the ground, there's like snow, and there's a little bit of greenery in the south and some trees, but it's like, you know if you were on top of this tower you could see for miles and it would be beautiful, right? You could see trees
Mm-hmm.
and mountains, and maybe you could see the wall. um so they go there and they're kind of just enjoying their time while they get out of the rain and all that, and they hear someone, outside of the tower, outside of the lake, uh, making camp and all that in this deserted village, and they're like, let's not fuck with that. Let's just leave them alone,
Yeah.
so on and so forth. So then the next chapter is John, and then we find out that he's in the same fucking area, and he's with the wildlings, and this is the part in the book or in the show when John doesn't kill that horse person, the horse ranch person, the writer,
Mm-hmm.
and he has to flee, uh and Egret shoots him like a bunch of times.
Okay. Yeah. 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 I remember the tower. Yeah.
And like I was thinking to myself like, man, I know I can't really be like nitpicky because it's like how are you gonna find in the world like that perfect like tower in the middle of a lake, in the middle of like a snowy area? But that in the show was so underwhelming now that I think about it, now that I've read it, because that scene is literally just them in the middle of like the hills with some shit pissant tower.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one part that I read. We're doing a bunch of Arya since we're getting close to the Red Wedding. She's just been nabbed by the Hound. Uh, ooh, oh, this one I liked. Fucking Rob and Catelyn have a fucking argument
Oh.
because uh they've accepted a proposal for the wedding, or Walder Frey's accepted the proposal for the wedding for Edmure Tully, Catelyn's brother, to
Yes.
Rosalind Frey. And Rob is like, fuck yeah, I'm glad that, it's going to be tough, it's going to be awkward, but we're going to go there, we're going to apologize. Roose Bolton's going to be there. And once we regroup with him and get some more of the phrase back, we're going to head back north. Because in the show, it was let's hit them where it hurts and conquer Casterly Rock, which I don't what didn't really feel that smart. Like it sounded
Yeah.
like a bold move,
Hmm.
but like the intentions Rob has in the book are, oh shit, the north has been taken. I need to consolidate my forces and move back north to retake it and then fortify the north.
Hmm.
So that's his plan. And he's like, yeah, like we're gonna sneak past Moat Kalen and we're gonna do like a three-prong ambush and all this other fucking yeah, see, I'm this is bad. I'm not even fucking past three turns yet.
Oh,
Um
who cares?
Fuck it. Okay, hold on. Uh Construct outpost,
Yep.
done, done, caravan dispatch.
And look at you go. How do you have? Wait, how do you do the caravans? What?
Uh so on your wheel
Oh, I
at the
see
top, the
that.
top one you're gonna
Yeah.
see a little ivory road. Yeah.
And I just click on it and oh
Yeah.
fuck.
Fuck yeah. So
Oops.
he's so they fluff aside, he goes to this little fork in the road or this little area as they're heading to the phrase, and he sees this like eroded statue of this king who existed a couple thousand years ago who was being invaded and he didn't have any sons or honorable like heirs to carry on his name. And then he immediately turns to fucking Catelyn. He's like, "Ma, I'm gonna legitimize John."
Oh, that
Yeah, right.
was that
And
was that ever in the show? No, right?
no, no, it wasn't. No.
Damn.
So Catelyn, being the reasonable character that she is like, no, no, you won't. Don't you ever fucking do that. And he's like, I need someone I can trust and someone that I know will have the North's best interest. And she's like, yeah, but what if like he has kids and you remember like 150 fucking years ago or 100 years ago when one of the Targaryen dudes fucking legitimized like one of his bastards and it started the Blackfire rebellions. This is something in the show that they never fucking talked about, but in the
Mm-hmm.
books it's apparently going to be a big fucking thing. Um One of the Targaryens legitimized his bastard,
Okay.
and he went from I think Aemon River to Aemon Blackfire or Damon Blackfire. And because he was well loved, he had a fucking Blackfire rebellion. He and his supporters uh rebelled against the crown after his father died and his less charismatic brother took the throne. His ass died, but then his son came and started doing more Blackfire rebellions, and then his brother, and so on and so forth. Long
Right,
story
right,
short,
right.
there were 5 Blackfire rebellions, and Catelyn Stark is literally comparing Jon Snow to like this power grab hungry shit ass of a person. So yeah, I thought it was really fucking rich. I appreciate
Yeah.
Catelyn Stark as a character because like she's so human. She talks about like her father pushed her to be like a good daughter and a just and ladylike daughter and all this. And like I can imagine at the end of it, it's like I did everything I could. I sacrificed like my happiness. I was like traded away like some mule or some horse, and I didn't end up being with the person who I was supposed to be with. I was going to be betrothed to Brandon, and then his ass got fucking killed, and then I got his brother who I had to fall in love with, or I mean I had to learn to love, not fall in love with.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the fucking end of it, he literally brings his bastard son, bastard air quotes,
Right.
into the halls of Winterfell as an insult to me personally. Like I can understand that. Like I understand,
Yeah.
it's so human, her spite,
Yeah.
but it's just so silly seeing all of the shit that she's been doing with like letting Jamie go and all this other shit. And just like Rob actually comes up with a good contingency for if he doesn't um produce an heir, which he's not going to, sadly.
Right.
And Catelyn's like, I would rather eat horse shit than see this bastard on the throne of the North. So yeah,
Wow.
that was enjoyable. That was really good. That's really human human emotions right
Yeah.
there. So yeah, good stuff. I'm actually going to be reading, a little more this weekend, way more this week. Now that things are slowing down since like fucking midterms are going to be ending soon. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's that. I've been fucking getting my ass rocked at Crash Bandicoot.
Oh.
Uh, the last portion of the third game is like it's like someone kneeling down in front of me with a tiny hammer and just whacking me in the dick really hard with it.
Mm-hmm.
I just I can't get a moment of peace, and it doesn't feel good, you know? It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me feel good. Uh, but Crash has always been fun. Crash has always been a game that I've really enjoyed. When
Mm.
I was a kid, I never really got the chance to pass it or beat it or anything like that because I was a fucking stupid ass kid. But going back and actually getting the chance to like play it and be solid at it and doing the time trials and all that other shit is really rewarding. So yeah,
Good shit, dude.
I
Yeah.
think that's my week.
Crash is fucking hard, dude. I like trophy hunting, so I was trying to trophy hunt, and I
Oh,
played. Yeah, that shit was hard, dude. Um,
oh,
Richie was actually playing. Well, the third one, Warped or whatever.
yeah.
And he was going through that because he actually used to play it. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna start from the first one, dude. I think I only beat like the first couple levels, and like I got stuck at one. I was like, yeah, you know what? Think I'm gonna think I'm gonna take a break for a very long time.
I'll do it for you. How about that?
Dude, I mean,
The
like I said, we need to meet up and we need to play Shadow of the Colossus. That's what we need to do.
Don't even fucking start with me. I hear you. I've been getting Stace into playing it, and she likes Crash, but like she's getting there.
Yeah,
She's not someone who grew up playing games,
yeah,
so the experience is essentially giving a young child a controller. She's picking it up really fast, faster than a child,
yeah.
because she is an adult and she has a lot of enthusiasm for this game, and I love it. Um, just like I love her, just like I love you,
Mm,
baby. Um, but yeah, it is a very difficult game. Uh, for me, it's one of those things that helps if my rule of thumb is I go to
mhm.
the easiest level in the game,
Okay.
I get the Aku Aku mask,
Mm,
and then I get the second one. So then if
yes.
I don't fall, I have 2 extra, like, padded
Yeah, yeah.
healths that'll prevent me from getting wrecked. So that's a nice little handicap that I use to prevent me from, losing.
Fair enough.
That helps a lot. So I do
Makes
recommend
sense.
that. And I just, I enjoy like the what you were saying. I think that's the only time I enjoy like the achievement hunting, you could say.
Yeah, like getting 100% of the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost at 100% for the third one. I've gotten 100% on all of them except the third one.
Okay.
Uh the last one is so goddamn difficult though. I cannot for the fuck ass life of me
Mhm.
figure out I'm missing one goddamn box. One goddamn box, Harry.
Uh.
So for the objective of the game, you have to like one complete the map or the the course. Then two, you have to get all of the boxes in the environment. And
Yeah.
then three, you have to finish the diamond route and then or the gem route, and then you have to do the death route. So that means getting there without dying.
Right,
And
right.
oh tallywhacker Jesus, I've had the hardest time with some of those. Whoo doggy, you'll have no idea.
I can like I said, like I played a little bit, and yeah, I was not having a good time. So I can only imagine you trying to 100% and shit.
I love it. I love the for me that grind is the most enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. I really don't. I just know that like when you get it, when you start getting it, it's some of the most rewarding like gameplay. At least for me.
Yeah, makes sense.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you're, did you want to move on to the games for? So we're not going to talk about the
Yeah.
entire PlayStation Showcase or whatever it was called, State of Play.
I didn't
Um,
even know that there were other games. I just had some weird notification on my YouTube
yeah.
that was like, "Hey, you're gonna get a fucking Hogwarts game," and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
Harry Potter."
Yeah. Like you probably did you look into it at all? Because I didn't. I just
I
saw.
saw the 14-minute gameplay, and that was it.
Okay, see, I didn't even see that. I just moved and I was like, Hogwarts, got it. Moved on. Like, I'm not playing this. It's nothing
Yeah,
against Harry Potter or the world. It's just more of like,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
you
get you.
know,
It's
I,
not your game.
yeah. Side note of the Harry Potter world, I do enjoy the Fantastic Beasts series, though.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was. It might. I think it's just the character, like the characters involved. I think I enjoy
Okay,
them more than like
fair enough.
I just the whole premise of Harry Potter was very like, eh, like a baby survives an attack from a very powerful wizard because of love.
Love. Yeah,
I thought like I get it like as a I don't
it's
know.
a fucking spell, Harry. It's not love itself. It's the power of the spell. Get out of your fucking head and
I'm
just enjoy the movie.
yeah. I just I don't know. Not about it, dude.
I get you.
Like I'll say like the cinematography of the films are great.
Hmm.
Um, like they're very beautiful films. Um,
Yeah,
I just it's not the story was just not never my thing.
yeah. I
Um,
get you.
especially
Absolutely.
especially down the road once it starts getting like once they start getting older and all this other stuff. It's just like I don't know. I just they lost me right. Um, but the Fantastic Beast series, I really enjoyed the main character. And I like
Scamander. Yeah.
yeah, and I like the concept of it, right? Like what's happening in the world and there is like corruption and there's all this stuff and there are like it's I guess it's a more adult version of like the world that like they don't like like in the original Harry Potter series they show like, oh, there's the real world, there's people trying to kill people and bad wizards and blah blah blah. Like, okay, that's cool and all. There's corruption and stuff, but like it's all based around this kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it was just so like I don't know. Like I don't. It just never was
I
attractive to
get you.
me. Where like Fantastic Beasts, it's just like it's people trying to stop people, and it's like this huge magical world. And it's like, oh, this is cooler. For me at least.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Um, but that's it. Like it's not like it's better. Like would I prefer watching Fantastic Beasts than like one of the like newer like Marvel stuff? No, like the Marvel series has gotten their shit down, and they don't like they're coming out with stuff all the time. So it's like
Mhm.
they're keeping me involved, whether it's a series or a movie. I'm constantly being, pulled along the story, where like this movie, I don't even know when the second one came out, like years ago at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it took longer because of the whole Johnny Depp thing. Uh, but no,
Sad for
nevertheless,
that, but
it's sad
Mads
for that.
Mikkelsen does look interesting.
Yeah.
I Mads Mikkelsen is a better actor than Johnny Depp. Not gonna
You're
lie.
not wrong. You're not wrong
Like,
about that.
I also enjoy that they kind of toned down like his whole look.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like they were trying to go for like say what you will, Harry Potter developed like a very distinct look. I think at the fifth movie, like a very
Yeah.
like dealt in like grays in a way that other young adult movies hadn't before.
Right, right.
Uh, and that was interesting and all that other shit. But like Johnny Depp's Gellert Grindelwald felt like a '90s villain in this movie franchise that wanted to be like global and had this like grayer palette. And I, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm glad they toned it down a little bit.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
So
Um
to the game, I suppose, right?
to the game, yeah.
And then end your fucking turn, Harry.
Hold on, I'm doing shit. Talk about the game.
Okay. So, it was about 14 minutes, 15 minutes too long of them kind of previewing everything that the game is about. So you're on the it takes place in what I think is like the late 19th century or like
Mm-hmm.
they said the 1800s. So I'm assuming it's like 1870 something. So it's detached from the Harry Potter story. There seems to be an influx of magic, an uprising of goblins, and so on and so forth. So it's a time that we are familiar with of
Yes.
instability. So you get to choose how your character looks, um, and it seems to play a little bit like Bully. You
Oh.
can go to classes, you can explore the school, you can explore the surrounding environments. It seems you can explore Hogsmeade, the local village around Hogwarts. You can explore the woods around it. You can explore the interior of the school. You're privy to the room of requirement, which I seem to believe
Mhm.
them kind of using as like a hub. I'm not entirely sure,
Okay.
but uh, you get to do the whole Harry Potter experience. You get to pick your house. You get to exist in the common rooms. You get to do sports and all this other shit. You get to find uh oh god damn it. Please no. Please no. I'm getting attacked, folks. Grab
Huh?
the medicine.
Huh?
Uh you can interact with the same wildlife that Newt Scamander seems to have interacted with
Oh.
in uh, in his films. So that is interesting. Why can't I move? What am I doing?
Oh, sorry, I'm doing shit.
God fucking damn it, Harry. So,
Ah,
you pick your character, you go to classes, you do I don't think that they're mini games. They seem to be stuff that adds to your overall character like skills. You do seem to have a skill tree, I think, where you can uh specialize in specific stuff. You can change your attire. The kind of all jack of all trades kind of game.
mhm, mhm.
Um so, oh, there's a bit of discovery, there's a bit of customization, there's a bit of, all this other highfalutin bullshit.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, it's the first time I've really seen anything for it. Uh, I was impressed, to be honest.
Hmm,
Eh, I know that the game is going to be some kind of disappointing. Honestly, I was talking
right.
to a friend. I was talking to Eved earlier about what was it about the game, and I get the impression that the game is going to probably be a little more handholdy, as in go to this waypoint, go and do that, go and do that. And you and I have both talked about the dreaded waypoint and how games that I wish I could make would not have stuff like that. It would be more focused on your interaction with the game and
Yeah.
less tell, more show. Uh, but yeah, it looks interesting. It looks like your your run of the mill Harry Potter game, but it's a shame you can't make your character trans.
Wow.
I would do that too, just to
That's
spite
just
the one person
yeah.
who made the game. No, 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 no. I'm uh, but yeah, it looks interesting. I don't know why we're talking about this at length. Uh, I'm interested in seeing where it turns out. I'll give it a play. I'll give it a play. I'll give it a review. I haven't done a video game review in a while. So I'll put in the time when I can and we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. But yeah,
Question.
I
Oh, sorry.
yes.
This is a game
No,
related
no, no, go
question.
ahead. All
The
right.
the caravans. I can't send more than one out at a time, right?
Yeah, you can't. Fuck
Okay.
you.
Should I be recruiting every time I have an available recruitment, or only recruit when I'm able to send someone off?
I
How
don't
have you
know
been doing it?
actually.
How have you been doing it?
I've just been fucking leaving them be.
Hmm. Fair enough. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Hmm. Uh, Obviously, I have nothing to say about the Hogwarts game. Anything else from you?
No,
Mm,
not really. Like you were saying, it's interesting. I I never cared for the Fantastic Beasts franchise. I felt that Harry Potter should have just, ended. They Harry Potter is like one of the most popular like series of its time, despite all the fucking bullshit that its author has been
hmm.
doing. Um, God damn it. All she literally had to do was just keep her mouth shut, and she could have been like the most beloved author of her time. But whatever. Um.
Yeah, it happens.
Anyway, yeah, I never cared for Fantastic Beasts as much. Like I think the character's interesting. I like the character of Scamander,
Hmm.
but I just don't really feel like the show has justified keeping itself alive.
Yeah.
Like the last thing I want is it like what happened with the fucking Hobbit, is it for to be a prequel to Harry Potter, which is exactly what it's gonna fucking turn into.
Hmm.
So
Fair enough.
yeah, but we'll see. The new one looks like it's trying to, pick up the pieces of J.K. Rowling's writing blunders from the previous one. Uh, they're, they have for better or for worse, a more competent actor playing the main villain, who they really tried to make more compelling, and their version of make it more compelling was, you don't get it. He's trying to stop World War II. Oh well, fuck. Of course I support fucking human genocide
Yeah.
if it means ending World War II. So yeah, um, yeah. So we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah. Um, Something that I do know about um is Final Fantasy. So there's a new Final Fantasy coming out. And it came out of the blue. It just all of a sudden Square Enix was like, "Yo, guess what? Boom, new Final Fantasy game," and it's gonna be released, I think, this month or something like that.
Uh,
And yeah, there was nothing about it until literally like a month ago, and then it's like, oh yeah, releasing next month, woo! And people were kind of thrown back on it. Um, so my history with Final Fantasy is I played Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 9, and Final Fantasy 10. Um,
okay.
and I didn't play anything before or after. So literally 7 through 10. Um, and so this game is basically an origin story for the very first Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
The first one.
Wait, as in Final Fantasy, and not like Final Fantasy VII, the one everyone just
Nope.
fucking
It's
knows.
it's an origin story of the very first Final Fantasy. Um
Interesting.
yeah, so again, I've never played the original 6 basically. And I kind of got the gist of basically you play as um the bad guy. Um
Interesting.
so basically what happens is
It's a bold move, Harry. Let's see if it pays off.
yeah, he it's the origin of how he became the bad guy. Like um basically he doesn't know he is the bad guy when he first comes about, and
Okay.
then and he's trying to stop things. Like I said, I'm just getting the gist of it because I didn't play the originals, and um you know it's basically that, and I think it's pretty cool that they're going back and just kind of giving, especially for games that have been out for so long,
Uh
right?
huh.
um and like I don't know, it's cool because it's been out for so long. There hasn't been any like updated graphics or views of what these things could look like, right? And I don't know. I think it was cool of them to do it, and to keep it under wraps for so long. Like I give them credit for that, because it's like, yeah, they haven't, like, it was under wraps for a very long time, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's like,
As
here
a
you go.
project, kind of low profile, went right under the
Yeah,
radar. Yeah.
yeah. I thought that was really cool, dude. But yeah, and then especially for like a main villain that is like that, I think it was really good.
You know what else is
Cause
really good, Harry?
yeah, what's up?
Redhorn Tribe Genocide.
Yeah, I saw that. Now I'm gonna fight. Oh, decisive victory. Never mind.
I'll join you.
No, I just auto resolve. There's no reason for me to. I will replenish my troops though.
Good man.
Yeah, man. Have to
I can't wait till I found a confederation with all these people. Just become an empire.
yeah, do that, and we'll do that. Okay. Um, yeah, Final Fantasy. I think it's cool. Am I gonna buy it and play it? No. I don't want to pay. Um, I don't know. Like it's a. I never played the originals, so I it's not the fact that like I feel like I don't deserve to play it. Um,
Harry, you deserve all the happiness in the world. Okay.
I just I don't know. I'm like I think I'm not going to be as into it. Maybe I don't know. Like I'm just
Uh-huh. It's
I
okay.
think I'm okay without it. If that makes
I
sense.
get you,
I think I'm okay without it. Uh,
dude. Yeah, I get you.
like yeah, it would be nice like to play another Final Fantasy because it's like I haven't really played any other Final Fantasies other than those. People
Hmm.
have recommended me to play like 15 and like all these other ones, and I'm kind of like not sure about it because um I don't know. It's just it's a different play style than what I'm used to when it comes to like Final Fantasies. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I mean, I know that you're the Final Fantasy guy. You've already voiced some dismay over the new combat system for the remake, or
yeah.
some apprehension. But I know that you'll still enjoy it nonetheless. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's just, it's a new game for a new time. It just has the Final Fantasy VII paint job. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dude, these guys in the Green Banner are they want a non-aggression pact. Are you trying to kill them? The dudes in Green Banner?
who?
Imperial Wardens, Grand Cathar. Oh, they're part of the Grand Cathar. Imperial Wardens, yeah.
Yeah, that we're good with the Imperial Wardens, I think.
Okay, all right. So, I will accept. I'll take the free money. Um,
Wait, I don't remember. Wait, hold on.
yeah.
Wait, Imperial Wardens. I fucking forget them.
They're
Hold on. Let
tier.
me check my fucking diploma meter. Great Bastion attack reached its maximum forces mass beyond the wall.
No, no.
I ain't got no one attacking me. Shut up. Hold on. Let me fucking. Oh yeah, the Imperial Wardens are. I'm fucking great with them.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah, you taking care of the wall?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Alright, believe it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The Dragon Gate. They're covering the Dragon Gate, so we should be
Yeah.
friendlies with them. All right, cool. So we talked about that. Do you want to dabble in your Star Trek?
You know what? Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah,
Um. So the season finale, or the season four finale of Disco, happened, and it's okay. I have some of the same issues that I've had before. That I've said before. I think the pacing is the biggest issue.
got it.
Um. So what has been going on in this season is our main character, not our main character, one of our main characters, his home planet was destroyed uh, by the DMA, and it's this giant singularity that's like 15 or like not 15, 1 point something astronomical units wide. That's
Mm-hmm.
fucking wide, my friend.
Yeah.
And it's just randomly moving, but they find out that it's not randomly moving. It's it's like curving, it's changing direction, so it's got some kind of intelligent like dude or duder or someone just kind of at the helm of this thing. Then they're like, okay, so someone's like controlling it, so let's figure out like what to do.
Okay.
Then they they go into cahoots with some guy who has his own machinations for the DMA, and he wants to use illegal fucking Federation weapons to destroy it. And the guy whose planet was exploded, who's the love interest of the captain of the main ship, the main character, they have a falling out because she wants to do it diplomatically. No, it's not the Federation way. And he's like, the planet's destroyed. If I can prevent one person, just one person from, getting hurt by destroying this thing, then so be it. Then they find out that the DMA is like a mining like anomaly. Not anomaly. It's like a mining thing. It mines boronite to defend this species from the outside world. They realize that they can't communicate with it, so they spend all this time trying to figure out how to communicate with it, and then communicate with the species that they have dubbed 10C
Okay.
inside this dome of boronite. And that's the season.
Okay. Understood.
And if it sounded as boring as I described it, I am not taking away any of the awful, awful, awful boringness of it.
Got it.
So the basic episode is beginning. We need to find out what's up with the DMA.
Yeah.
The rest, the other 45 minutes, is rushed, poorly emotionally articulated Star Trek. And then the last 2 minutes is we found this thing, this tiny little clue on the DMA, and now we go on to the next fetch quest. And you rinse and repeat that until you get to the 13th episode, when the rest of it is we have to solve it because we're the Federation, we can do better.
Right.
Um, I like Discovery. Like, despite all my criticisms, I do like Discovery. I like the idea of hope. I like the idea of doing better. I know that my previous rewrite for season 3 was pretty fucking grim,
Mm-hmm.
but I like the idea of how do we communicate with something that doesn't know that we can even communicate? Because the whole point, once they find out that like the 10C in like episode fucking 10 are this species that can't communicate through conventional means.
Yeah.
They communicate, they have like this, they're like these big flying creatures that you don't fully see. They communicate
Hmm.
with a mixture of like gases, chemical gases, and
Odd.
like lights that emanate from their forehead. So the lights convey like what they're saying, and the gases convey like scent emotion, like the emotion related to what they're saying.
Okay.
And this is really cool. Like, I love this. I
Mm-hmm.
love the idea of like, hey, this is some Star Trekky kind of shit right here, right? Um, it takes way too fucking long to get there, and that's a problem.
Okay.
So, okay, hold on. I'm trying to figure out what to do with my fucking forces, and I'm sorry because I'm
Oh, you're
slowing down
good.
here.
You're good. You're good.
The problem I have is that I feel like this story
Mm-hmm.
is too long because
Okay.
every single one of these episodes is not about, preventing this like slow moving black hole from destroying like Federation planets. It's about 2 minutes of them figuring out clues as to how they can do it. They find like
Mm-hmm.
10, 15 ways or 10 or 15 clues to help them get to where they are.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the episode is like gimmick. Oh, let's
Mm-hmm.
go to the casino planet, have fun doing casino stuff, or oh, let's debate the watered down implications of attacking first, or oh no, they're too powerful. Like I can't even remember most of these episodes, and that's the disappointing part.
Right.
Another thing that I have a huge, and I'm talking big, it needs to stop. Like next fucking season, it needs to check itself. Trek no babble.
Technobab.
So technobabble is like when you're watching a movie or a show and you've got like the CSI or Law and Order SVU guy, and he goes up to the nerd, and the nerd's like, "I've got 20 gigabytes of RAM, and I could probably enhance the image if I reroute the power coupling and
Yeah.
Christopher Maloney's like, okay, just do that. Star Trek does the fuck out of that. Star Trek,
Uh,
the original series, didn't do too much. They did it in a way that was, I think, okay. Star Trek: The Next Generation was fine. Uh, DS9 was fine. Voyager, Voyager did that up the wazoo.
Ah.
It was just mindless, like, oh, we've entered a tachyon displacement gel, which seems to be using a manifold induction relay. Oh God, uh, uh, Mr. Paris, how do we get out of here? Oh, I don't know, ma'am. Oh, maybe if I reconduct the power dampeners in the external relays, I could probably do this. And it's like that takes away, I think, the severity of the issue. So imagine you and I are in a room together and there's a gun in the middle of the room
Okay.
and you and I have to both reach for it and shoot one another. Otherwise, like, you know what? I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm just going to keep going.
Yep.
Um, so they're like, do this or you're both going to die. And instead of the show being like, well, how about we like use our mind and our cunning and our capacity to solve problems
Mm-hmm.
be the thing that solves the problem, you supplement that with me saying that I'm going to do that.
Right.
That's the problem I think that Trek No Babel has, because there are some fun characters in Star Trek Discovery. There's Commander Stamets. There's Saru doesn't do this. Yeah, I don't expect you to know any of these characters. Doesn't
Nope.
matter. Tilly is an interesting character. Like all of these characters are fun. Even Tarka, the new asshole character, is fun. Like
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy the makeup of the characters, but like it gets really obnoxious when every single time these characters come into an issue, oh, I'm just going to bypass the relay converter, and then the problem's solved. Like,
Mm.
it removes any, and I mean any conflict, any tension whatsoever. And
Yeah.
that's a problem because that happens in every single episode that I can think of. I mean, mm, Discovery does this worse than any of the Star Trek property at
Okay.
all, by and large. Um, and it's not good. It is not good at all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm getting somewhere with this. So I had an issue with the pacing.
Yes.
I don't want to get too far into that because I feel like I'm meandering. I have an issue with the Trek No Babble
Mm-hmm.
because I think the Trek No Babble is removing honest to God tension that even Voyager had. Voyager used to have really good tension, and
Okay.
the tension in Disco just seems to evaporate the moment they say any words at all. And lastly, no, not lastly, one of the newer things that I'm having an issue with is the characters.
Okay.
I know I just said I like the characters. I like all the characters. I don't have a
Yes.
fucking problem with any of them. What I have a problem with is the choices they make about these characters.
Oh,
So throughout season 1 and season 4, the show has been primarily about Michael Burnham,
Michael
who
Burnham.
is uh, the stepsister of Spock, the captain or like advisory person
Okay.
of the USS Discovery, and the central character of the show. And then her friend Saru, who is sometimes the captain, sometimes the advisory character. They kind of switch off in terms of leadership and they kind of work off of one another. And
Mm-hmm.
then you have Ensign Lieutenant or and yeah, Ensign Tilly. Uh, you've got uh, Commander Culber, who is he's kind of like the do everything science guy. You
Mm-hmm.
have his partner, who is one of my favorite characters, who is oh my god, did I just forget his fucking name?
Yeah, you did.
Oh my god.
It's Craig or it's Gary.
Yeah, it's Gary. It's
Yeah,
Gary.
it's
Um,
Gary.
who is kind of like a hard love like doctor and psychiatrist
Okay.
now and is like really trying his best to go through like the emotional beats but has like literally 400 people to take care of, right?
Right.
So then you have like the newer character Gray, who is in who was born in the third millennium.
Mhm.
I don't know because I told you they did the time jump and all that. Um,
Yeah.
and they are non-binary, good for them, and they are in a relationship with someone, and they're getting a lot of screen time. But it's like they have this thing where they really want to focus on Burnham, and I don't have a problem with changing the structure of Star Trek because for the longest time Star Trek was 7 to 9 characters that are the bridge crew. And we get to know
Mhm.
them, we love them, they're all
Yeah.
funny, they're all silly. Oh, here's the bad boy, or here's the gruff one, here's the one who gets all the pussy, here's all the one who gets all the alien pussy, here's the alien, here's the you all kind of get a like sense of all who all these characters are.
Yes.
Some of them good, not good, or as in defined and not defined. Um, but Discovery kind of wanted to do a thing where it consolidated the important characters into like even smaller. I'd say like a third of that, like 3 or 4 characters. And that's fine. But now you have a bridge, like a room where you have 8 or 9 characters who you see for 4 fucking seasons, and you get their reactions, you get their smiles, you get the one guy high fiving the other high five guy when something goes right, you know, and you got to get the dramatic look when there's the big fucking floating fucking colostomy bag in space, and
Mhm.
then when the fourth season and some of the third season really wants you to care about these people, they just fucking throw in information about them and then like give them randomly like bountiful dialogue. Like there's a character Bryce who the guy who's pissed off because his planet exploding is he can't reconcile with Burnham. He goes off and does the illegal shit with the guy who wants to use the illegal weapons, right?
Yeah.
And out of fucking nowhere, uh Bryce and the other guy, and I'm disappointed because I've seen this guy for 5 fucking years, and all I know him is his other guy. I've heard his name a million fucking times, but like for the life of me, he's never been the side character in an episode. So I his name isn't worth remembering.
Right.
So him and Bryce are flying a shuttle when Saru, the first officer, is on uh the ship looking for fucking whatever, and they're arguing, and whatever guy is like, man, I can't believe Booker would do this, and Bryce out of fucking nowhere is like, I mean, you can't blame him, his whole planet got destroyed. And I'm like, wow, this conflict would be really fucking interesting if I knew any of these fucking people.
Yeah.
Like like I think in the second season I barely learned that like the the main Helms operator is a Luddite or was a Luddite,
Mhm.
and Detmer is like this other helmsman, and they have a cool little interesting relationship because they're best friends. But it's like that's the only good character bit. It's Detmer and Awushikun, and Awushikun is like from this Luddite group, and Detmer is like the hotshot pilot with like a cybernetic implant on the side of her head, and that's it. It's like I learned in the ninth fucking episode of the fourth season that Detmer has had a toxic relationship with her father because her mother died. And
Oh.
and Oshikun in the previous 2 episodes is a solid fighter. But it's
Mhm.
like, and don't get me wrong, Star Trek does this all the time. Well, they'll fucking just randomly throw some kind of shit on characters,
Mhm.
but not to the degree that Star Trek Discovery is doing it. And it makes me so frustrated because they want to focus on Burnham. They want it to be that story and this and that and this and that. But now the stories no longer fit with the kind of format that they want to do. In the first
Right.
season, it made a little more sense that the show was primarily about Burnham. And then the
Mhm.
second season, it was like, okay, they're kind of moving away a little bit. Now it's probably time to focus on more of your characters and give them a little more time. No, okay, maybe the third season might be the chance. Still no. But like now between the first and the fourth season, we're seeing a gradual change from like, okay, well, this story doesn't really focus on like one kind of person. This is a big fucking story that, you could make a whole crew about or involved in, and they're still
Yeah.
not doing. And what's
Mm,
frustrating is like there's a moment where we made first contact with the 10C and all is good. It's great. I'm so happy we're able to, be the Federation, the good guys. Yeah. And there's a moment when person whose name I don't remember number 1 and person whose name I don't remember number 2 and Bryce are in civilian clothes and they're walking around and they're talking, they're doing the slow motion like cracking wise, and I'm like, I don't give a shit.
yeah.
3 more seasons are probably going to come out and I'm still not going to know who the guy I'm talking about is when I'm still talking in this podcast.
Yeah.
And that's the part that really kind of breaks my heart, is because like they weren't able to accommodate getting to know these new characters because they only have 13 episodes, because a 5 episode arc or a 6 episode arc would be great for it's uh a giant black hole is fucking moving. We have to figure out how to communicate with a civilization that doesn't know how to communicate with us before we all die. And then like it's not it's it pads all that instead of giving me like a couple episodes where like, oh, fucking guy whose name I can't remember number 1. Oh shit, he didn't even finish Starfleet Academy. Oh wow, I just made that up.
Right.
And like he's having fucking imposter syndrome, or like, oh, Bryce is a fucking alcoholic. Oh, fucking Nilsson? Or no. What about like what about Gray? Gray's having a hard time fitting in because they don't really know how to make friends with people. And you know what? Why not tie it to the episode? Man, how do I make friends with people when the priority is about stopping a giant fucking black hole from killing everyone?
Yeah.
Like in the first season, I'm sorry, I'll be done in this in a moment, okay?
No,
I
you're
promise.
good. You're good.
In the first fucking season, which had a shitload of problems, by the way. I make no excuses for the first season of Star Trek Discovery, but the first season felt like it had a better idea of how to pad the runtime of what it wanted to do by inserting random episodes, right?
Yeah.
Because what's more annoying to me is them taking a premise which could be stretched to about 6 episodes and stretching the whole thing to 13 episodes instead of like, oh, we have something that's technically 6 episodes, but we're going to put another 6 fluff episodes that have nothing to do with it in between, right? Like I was saying, like let's get to know this person, let's get to know that person, let's do this and
Yeah.
that, instead of like we have a mission that we're lazily like coasting towards, and one character who I don't have time to care about is blurting who they are.
Okay.
And I hope any of this is making sense.
No, yeah, it's making sense to me.
Yeah. Because in the first season, they did some like silly shit where they introduced a character, Harry Mudd, from the original series. But like the whole point of the first season was like, oh, we have this new technology, let's fight the Klingons. And in the middle of this fucking shit, they literally had an episode where Harry Mudd has a fucking time travel device and is bored. Fucking bored. He goes onto the Discovery and he loops time like 300 times, just killing everyone and self destructing the Discovery. And something happens to one of the characters because because of a bionic implant, they're able to remember the events and they're slowly able to like groundhog day their way to beating Harry Mudd. it's
Mm,
it's not a great fucking episode, but I watched it not too long ago, and that episode in relation to what Star Trek season 4 is in its entirety is way more fucking enjoyable.
right.
And that's the thing that kills me, is everyone shat on season 1 Discovery, including me. And I'm looking back now and I'm like, is taking a character who's kind of a goofy bad guy and making him a cold-blooded murderer really a legitimate concern now? Now that I think about it, not really. And I'm gonna do my fucking turn and then I'm done.
Okay.
Fuck.
Fuck.
But yeah, shit. 1 second, let me finish this. But yeah, I unloaded a shitload of complaints first.
Yeah.
I liked it. It's not the same for me, and it's okay that it's not the same. It doesn't have to be. It's not meant for me. Uh, I do feel that the formatting in itself is not helping,
Okay.
and I feel as though the first 2 or 3 episodes of Star Trek Picard have already kind of done a better job with its own pacing. I'm probably going to eat my own hat later when that turns out not to be the case. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but Picard seems to be doing something slightly different, and I'm interested in seeing where that goes. I will always want the best for Star Trek Discovery. I will save my overall critiques for when the series is finally over. I
Yeah.
do like the direction that they kind of are going with the rebuilding of the Federation. Again, completely different from my fan rewrite. But I'm fine with it. The
Okay.
characters are fine. I just want to get to know them. And I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
feel like the story really cares about them. It only wants to care about them when they're trying to do emotion. And it isn't. And it comes off, I don't know, kind of heartless.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So that's Star Trek. And I'll have a review of Star Trek Picard when the season comes out, or this the full season comes out.
Okay. Perfect.
Harry, what do you want to talk about?
Um. So we watched the Batman about like 2 weeks ago.
Da, da,
Yeah.
da, 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 da.
Dude.
Wait, no,
Yeah.
no, no. Something in the way. Do, 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 do. Something. Yo, you don't like Kurt Cobain?
um. But yeah, the Batman. I enjoyed it. I
Hmm.
know. Um. Yeah, that song. The thing is, that song was played.
It works for me. I don't.
It it
I'm not knocking it.
it worked though. Like
Yeah.
it really worked. Yeah, it really did work. For me too. I have no gripes about it. I think they played it just fine.
Oh yeah.
Uh, and I know we're gonna bring up the ending for sure, but um, I so I came in looking at it and thinking, okay, it's gonna be gritty, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, it was gritty. Um,
Mhm.
it was good though. Like it reminds me of, and I know we already talked about this, and I'm kind of forgetting what we brought up. Um,
Right?
yeah, the because we were comparing it to Christopher Nolan's Batman series.
Yeah.
And how when we first saw that, we're like, oh man, this is a dark Batman, right? Um, and this one just blows it out of the water. Like this was
Yeah.
a very dark Batman. Um, and I'll get
Visually
to
speaking and emotionally.
yes, I'll get to the point where what I really liked about the movie, story wise, plot wise, is that they're showing a Bruce Wayne before
Batman.
before Batman.
Yeah.
Um, like, or I don't think that's what I was saying.
I think you know what I think it
Sorry.
is.
Go ahead.
Uh, a YouTuber who I appreciate who went over it says he's not quite Bruce Wayne and he's not quite Batman.
Mhm.
He dubbed him Vengeance, a character who is not quite sure of what he wants to do in Gotham yet.
Mhm. I think that's a good description. Like, basically, it's a character that is Batman, and their real name is Bruce Wayne, but they haven't created that Bruce Wayne character that every other Batman has mastered when we first meet
Yeah.
them. Where
Hmm.
we're seeing them as we're here to change the city as Batman. They
Hmm.
don't care about who Bruce Wayne is or was or is gonna be. All they
Yeah,
care about is
he's very atrophied, right?
yeah,
It's like I wanna go out and I wanna make the world hurt for the hurt that it caused me,
yeah, and
and I want the people who I think deserve it
mhm.
to hurt.
Yeah, and it really stuck to me because I think about the other Bruce Waynes
Hmm.
and how they just magically are like, this is, oh yeah, Bruce Wayne, we're billionaire, or like we
Hmm.
have a bunch of money, we have to show face, we got to do this and that, but like they automatically know that they have to do that and they run with it, right?
Hmm.
But this one is just more of like, I don't care who Bruce Wayne is. All I care
Hmm.
about is the Batman and what I'm gonna change the city.
And it becomes clear that the ending implies that's kind of who he's going to have to train to be next, right?
Yeah,
Like I can't just be the dude who takes his anger out on like the people of the shitheads of Gotham. I need to have a purpose and I have to do this as Bruce Wayne as well. And I
yeah,
think what I would like to see in a if they do any sequel to that would be more Bruce Wayne trying to do the Ben Affleck Playboy, the Christian Bale doofus, the Michael Keaton everyman kind of vibe.
yeah.
So yeah, no, I like where you're getting at with that. Really.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm.
keep going. I like what you're saying.
Um,
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
fantastic. Um, no, yeah, I just I like that that's what they brought up, right? That's who they're showing, the pre Bruce Wayne.
Hmm.
Because we've never, at least I have never seen that
Hmm.
in any Batman anything. You always see Bruce Wayne as Bruce Wayne and being, out there, and showing face and everything. Like in the Christopher Nolan, like he disappears for years and then all of a sudden returns and he's just like, oh hey, look, I'm Bruce Wayne, blah, blah, blah. Like, and he
Yeah.
like showing the secretary how to putt, like
Yeah.
like
Christian Bale definitely is comes across as I think fully formed,
yeah,
as in like he he plays the angry, misplaced rage when he wants to shoot Joe Chill,
mm-hmm,
and then Rachel smacks the shit out of him and he leaves.
yeah,
But then like he becomes like the Bruce Wayne immediately as soon as he gets picked up by Roz and as soon as he gets picked up by Alfred. He's like,
yes,
I need to be a symbol. And that's fine. Like, it's a 2.5 hour movie. He has to expedite that as best as he can. And he does a good job. It's
mm-hmm,
clear that that's a front, but it's clear that the movie didn't have time to establish, like, maybe he doesn't, maybe there's some quirks to who he is. We don't really get a deeper dive into, like, the difference between Christian Bale being Bruce Wayne versus Christian Bale being Batman,
mm-hmm,
because it's clear that like the character seems to be more driven than angry, and this Pattinson seems to be more angry, more self-absorbed with prowling the streets and making a difference through hurting people. And
Yeah.
that's not really what Christian Bale's is. But I understand where you're coming from. Yeah.
Mm. So I mean, yeah, that's just that I really like that they did that because if they're showing a young Batman, a young Bruce Wayne before he really like is yeah, if you like you said right, like a dark you're saying like how he's like hurt and he wants to hurt others the way he was hurt.
Like
Um
it's clear he wants to change the city, but like it's it's also clear that he's not Christian Bailing, right? He's not like I
yeah,
have this goal to save the city, to be a symbol. He eventually has that idea, but it takes him a bit to learn that.
yeah. So
But that I think credit goes to Robert Pattinson for looking that
mhm
as well as conveying that through his performance, not just as Batman, which he's he's Batman like 85% of the time,
mhm
which I was impressed with. And that's intentional too. They make a point of showing that like the Prince of Gotham has not deigned to appear that much and he's kind of reclusive. I really like that. I
mhm
like that Batman takes more of a front and center stage. I don't necessarily want that for the next one. I think I think a bit of half and half might be better because becoming that playboy is an integral part.
yeah.
So, but
It's true. Yeah, yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you're right about that. Oh God, what is this? Um, widely researched. Oh, look at that. All this stuff happening in this. Look at that.
I know,
All the
right?
good stuff happening, dude.
The
Um,
territory that you're in, they don't like me. So just murder the fuck out of them. Well, not the
yeah.
one that you're in now, but like the ones that's to your fucking south. No, yeah, the little city state place that's like right next to you.
Yep.
Oh, you're sieging them. Good
Oh yeah,
man.
man.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
doing the
Fuck
siege,
yeah.
and I'm sending a second army right now. Oh,
Good man.
I'm doing
Proud of you.
stuff, man. I am doing
But
the stuff.
yeah, these performances are really good.
Yep.
Robert Pattinson plays a very physically beaten, and I don't mean like fucking like giving up, but like it's clear that putting on the cape and the cowl just after 2 years is really hurting him
Yeah.
physically. I like that. It's clear that he doesn't go out in the mornings. It's clear that he goes out pretty much every night.
Yeah.
And it's clear that like he's putting everything he has into it. Zoe Kravitz as fucking Selena Kyle is so good. There is a vulnerability in there that I've never seen with the character uh of Catwoman that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the character's always so feisty and playful and there's like a sexuality to her. I really like that they give her a little uncertainty there, right? Like
Yeah.
she's a thief, she's really good at it. Not necessarily that she's in over her head, but she's uh she's got a little bit of layers to her, you know.
Yep.
Uh, Colin Farrell is fucking unrecognizable as Penguin. I love his performance. I'd love to see him in sequels. Uh, same amount of fucking screen time. I don't need him to be the main bad guy. They seem to have done a nice like um half and half kind of thing
Yes.
where they've made him like a gangster, a low level, mid level gangster, but they've kind of given him a bit of mystery to work with possible future stuff, which I
Okay.
enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I am really impressed with like the gritty charm. I don't know how to put it grit other than like gritty charm that he has in the movie.
Yeah.
Uh, ooh, but yeah.
Oh
Um, go ahead.
no, just repeating what you said. Oy.
Yeah. Ooh. But yeah, I enjoyed his performance in it. Uh, my favorite bit. of his is knowing that he can speak Spanish.
Oh
El
yeah.
Rada, Alada. Why don't you freaking idiots speak Spanish?
Yeah.
Um, Paul Dano's good. Uh, I wish I could say more, but I get the impression that like I would have okay, if I can steer into one slight criticism,
Hmm.
I would have liked a little more direct um a direct interaction between Riddler and the Batman. I know that's a little hard because the Riddler says even in the movie like I'm not the muscle guy or anything. I'm not saying I want to fight uh but maybe like some kind of face to face thing where like Riddler barely gets out or just something to drive some kind of physical conflict. I know
Yes.
that like Batman is constantly put into conflict with the Riddler's traps and not seeing the Riddler makes him more enigmatic, but I really think it would have helped if we got maybe a little more face to face other than like uh we see his webcam stuff and then we
Hmm.
realize that he's kind of a disappointing looking like man and then the kind of pièce de resistance scene where he kind of unveils everything to Batman.
Hmm.
uh that's just my gripe. I could be completely wrong on this. Again, idiot who doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yes, we
That's
are.
just my thing. Costume design was fine for Riddler too. I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna say it. I thought John Turturro was the stick out performance in this movie.
Who's that?
John Turturro is Carmine Falcone.
Ah, okay. Yes. Fantastic.
So I just saw him in a I because I've got nothing fucking better to do. I just paid for Apple TV Plus, and
Nice.
I've been the reason I got it was because I wanted to see a show called Severance, which I want to talk to you about, which is really fucking good, and I'm gonna review it when I get the chance. And I want you to fucking see it
So you're gonna
so that we
send
can
me your
have something to talk
login
about.
so I can
Yeah,
watch it.
boy.
Got it.
Absolutely. So he's in this, right? And he
Yep.
plays kind of like a cleric almost. Like he recites not necessarily not necessarily religious text, but he recites text with like almost a religious zealot like interpretation. uh and that's fascinating. He has a very like earnest, slow uh demeanor to him, and his deliveries are so cutesy and almost whimsical and childlike. And then you see the fucking Batman, and this guy slips into the role of the most Italian fucking mob crime boss
Hmm.
that you can imagine. Like they give him some screen time too. He's not just like some jackass. Carmine
Right.
Falcone is a pretty big character in the not a big, but he's an interesting character in the Batman kind of mythos. But
Hmm.
Carmine Falcone, as played by John Turturro, is equal parts menace and charm, and I cannot stress the charm.
Yeah.
There's a moment where Bruce Wayne interacts with him at the funeral, and he's talking about his dad helping him stitch him up, and like there's a moment where it's like, is is this guy kind of a good guy? Like I get like he's a bad guy, but like you know maybe we could see some good in him. Then
Right.
there's a moment where we figure out why Bruce's parents died, and Turturro sells the explanation, excluding any guilt he might have in that area, by the way,
Yeah.
and manages to almost effortlessly kind of insert himself as like a candidate or a surrogate father position for Bruce. At least that's
Okay.
how I how I interpreted it, right? Like
Mhm.
there's this beautiful moment. It's beautiful. I got like a Blade Runner vibe. Blade Runner meets uh uh 7 almost. But there's a beautiful moment when Bruce goes up to the penthouse, or the room that Carmine Falcone uses, and he confronts Turturro's Falcone about the murder, and he explains everything in like this charismatic, let me tell you as best I can what happened, and it's all this other guy's fault, and I'm sorry I had to tell you this kind of way, but like in a way that just kind of came off as so manipulative, but so well acted in a way that it just made him come off as like exuding charisma. I don't know how to explain it any better.
Mhm.
I love John Turturro. I think he's such an enjoyable actor. I loved him in, I mean, the most easy one is Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
Oh. Oh, yeah, 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 I remember
Yeah,
him. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. He's done a million things since then. He's a phenomenal actor, and I absolutely love that he's in this. He plays, I think, the best bad guy. He is my
Mhm.
favorite bad guy. Andy Serkis is great. He actually does not have as much screen time as I would have expected as Alfred. Um,
Yeah.
but he adds the right amount of, it's your father's company. Don't destroy the legacy, and we love you, and you
Mhm.
don't
Mhm.
understand. There's I don't think there's, mm, maybe it's a bit of a disservice. I don't think at the moment there's too much uh that a character like Alfred can do. I mean, the only thing he can do is be like a good dad, you know?
Yeah.
I'm excited to see if they do anything different with the character in future iterations, but
Mhm.
you know, the only thing you can really do is just get a good actor to be a good dad-like character who cracks wise and cares about Bruce, and that's about it. There's not really much difference you can do.
Mhm.
Pending negotiation.
Trade with me.
Oh, fuck you. I got you. Is it gonna up our relations? Um, the story I thought was pretty good. Um,
Mhm.
the At 3 hours, it tells the story of Batman investigating a series of murders that seem unconnected, that seem unrelated to one another, by a
Yeah.
man who dubs himself the Riddler, who leaves calling cards with each murder on the scene. Uh, the story involves a couple fake outs, some fun interactions, and a couple side stories that seem unrelated until you kind of pull back once the movie's kind of shown you all the pieces and you realize it's all part of the bigger picture.
Mhm.
Um, the renewal bit I thought was interesting. They kept they kept name dropping it in a way that I thought they were going to do something with it, and then midway through the movie, I was like, they're not really going to do anything with it. Nah, it's just kind of a thing that Bruce's father wanted to do, and then they go all in with it, and you find out that everyone who's kind of secondary or unrelated or peripheral is related to the greater issue, that
Yeah.
the Riddler is targeting people related to the renewal project,
Mhm.
and the renewal project in and of itself um is this thing that the Wayne Foundation, uh where am I going with this, that they were going to do to revitalize Gotham. bruce Bruce's father Thomas got caught in a scandal, died, and then there was a power grab with the upper crust of Gotham and the Carmine Falcone character to seize the renewal fund and use it as a slush fund to maintain power. Whereas Carmine Falcone is the de facto leader, the police
What?
kind of do a little bit of crime fighting, but are really under the pay of Falcone. And someone figures this out, namely the Riddler, and he tries in a supervillain kind of way, uh tries in a very supervillainy kind of way to I'll help you out, Harry,
Yes.
to bring this out. And instead of, teaming up with the Batman and kind of taking these fuckers down, he's like, "No, this city doesn't deserve it. I'm just gonna start from, I'm gonna start from ground zero, blow the whole fucking city up."
Yeah.
Uh and that's pretty much the story. Solid story, lots of ins and outs. It feels a little confusing at the beginning, not at the beginning, around the middle, because there are a couple pieces that kind of get juggled around, but they do a really good job. I think the one part that I like, but might have been trimmed because the movie is about 3 hours, is the El Rada Alada part. There's a bit where Batman finds a riddle involving like what is it, a rat with wings, and he's trying to figure it
Yes.
out, but apparently like it's a fake out, and if he just like read the El Rada Alada bit. Oh god, Harry, what the fuck, man? Let
Yep.
me help you out.
Yeah. Sorry, they're already attacking.
Oh my god, Harry, no.
Yep. Tries an ambush.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even see these fuckers.
Harry, give me the missile fuckers.
Okay. Grant these over to you. All right. You got the missile fuckers.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's bad.
Okay. I'm doing what I can, bud.
Yeah, yeah, it's
So,
fine.
and you just realize like it was kind of a fake out. And I get that like uh Batman's not perfect, and if
Yeah.
make mistakes, and Riddler's smart in this, but maybe it might not have worked if it fucked with the speed of the uh the fucking episode. The Jesus, what am I
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm helping Harry. Um, I really do like that Batman is actually doing detective work. He's
Mm-hmm.
solving riddles. He's kind of defusing situations and so on and so forth. He's still doing all the amazing stuff. He's still beating the shit out of people. He's still running people over with cars, which I think was one of the highlights of
Yeah.
the movie. There was like a significant taint curling when I heard the Batmobile start up its engines. And like I was one of the guys in the beginning of all the promotional shit
Mm-hmm.
who was like, I'm not a fan of like the Camaro Chevelle uh like Batmobile.
Yeah.
And I get it, like he's a DIY 2-year-old Batman, so I'll give it a chance. I'll let it be. Um, and the sound effect for when this fucking souped up monster turns on, like I could feel my pelvic floor fucking drop, which was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, detective work, fighting, chasing, a little bit of flirting with Selena Kyle. I thought, I don't know if you felt the same, but I definitely thought Zoe Kravitz and Pattinson had some solid chemistry.
Yep.
And so did you know what? So did Jeffrey Wright, who played Gordon. By the way, I didn't mean to not mention him, but he had some chemistry with Batman as well,
Mm-hmm.
which I was pleased with, pleasantly surprised. Oh God, Harry, this
Yeah.
is not good, bud.
No, we're doing okay. We're doing okay.
Yeah. So okay, let me collect my thoughts again before I fucking start rambling even more. Um, I was really pleased with how this movie felt. If I can say that, I'll say that and I'll be done.
Okay.
I loved how this movie sounded. First of all, I love diegetic sounds. I love diegetic everything. So in the opening scene, when the mayor is running for his campaign and he's just walking and pacing back and forth, and the Riddler's just fucking chilling behind him,
Yeah.
um, and the rain is going off in the background, I love that. Like there's a
Yes.
cozy, frightening tension going on that just gets me every time when I hear shit like that. Um, the same thing as I said with stuff like oh, my forces are ready now. The same thing with the Batmobile, the engine roaring, almost all of Batman's gadgets, all of them. Every single one of them had like a nice, crisp sound effect to them, and it was really
Yeah.
pleasant seeing all that. Um, a lot of the rooftop scenes were done in the way that I told you about that I absolutely love. Just get a giant fucking tarp and film a scene on them. So I think what works for that is they created a CGI landscape and they projected it onto uh this tarp, or not a tarp, a screen. So instead of shooting it on a green screen where you don't have any sense of natural light,
Yeah.
you can still use the CGI image, which can create light and colors if it's being projected instead of
Oh.
it being. So it's like you're on a green screen. There's no sense of natural light. There's no like directional light. They just put in like lava or fucking strobe lights uh in post production. But if you film like just a skyline before post production and you project it onto that screen, you have natural light. And it's not natural, it's artificial from it. But like if you put the
Mm.
color orange on a tarp, it's going to show orange off of Batman's like helmet, right?
Yeah.
So that's what they did, and I love that because there's so many rooftop scenes, or like penthouse scenes, or
Yeah.
construction scenes, or even the scene like I said with Falcone, where there's like a background of just like driving lights, and it looks so great, and I'm so happy that movies are actually big movies are actually using that technique because it's so much more enjoyable to see.
Yeah. I agree.
But go ahead. I've been hogging up a lot of the talk time. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you've been making a lot of those points are the same as mine. So, um, yeah, it's weird. So, one other thing I want to bring up is we have seen many many Batmans.
Yes, we have.
um, it's it's weird to think that there is other superheroes in the same world, right? Superman, the
Mm,
Flash, Aquaman, the main people from the Justice League that the movie Justice League is, portraying. So it's just one of those for me where it's like, um, how do I explain it? Like, I forget that this is a DC film, you know?
yeah.
I forget that's what this is. It's a DC film, um, and like obviously I'm looking at, oh, what's the future, like obviously at the very end they show um the Riddler talking to who we are
I
suspecting being
don't like it.
the
That
Joker.
that that felt like a corporate like from on high. Like, hey, let's put the Joker in here.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me
um
wrong. I like Barry Kagan. I'm interested in seeing his performance,
yeah.
but like, I don't. I it that was just more of an ending to a 3-hour movie that I didn't need.
mm,
And I know, like, oh, hey, yeah, let's do one for the fans, but it's like it just that bit wasn't for me personally.
right, right, right,
I
yeah.
liked the discussion. I liked their interaction. I thought it was fine. It just was not for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, there are many many Batmans that we've already seen, and
Yeah.
They currently have so they have so obviously the Christopher Nolan, that's done. That series is
Done as
done.
fuck.
They're not going to be part of a universe. We have uh the Justice League series. We're really not sure what's happening with that, right? Like,
I think it's dead personally. That it as it is dead.
as is okay.
Like
And
there the thing is that they're I don't think they're going to commit to like a strong DCEU, strong unified DCEU
mm-hmm,
when it's clear that like vaguely doing projects like the Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey, Peacemaker, the Batman uh,
yeah.
are far more profitable for them.
Mm-hmm.
They at least retain some like identity where most of the MCU movies don't.
Mm-hmm.
I can at least tell most of these fucking movies apart. Um, but I at the moment, like I can see they're doing something with like the legacy characters, i.e., they're doing something with like Barry Allen,
Yeah.
uh, Aquaman. They're gonna do a final Wonder Woman before they let go of Gal Gadot. But Ben Affleck's done. I think Henry Cavill's done. Um, they're going to be introducing Black Adam. They're going to
Mm-hmm.
be introducing Doctor Fate. They're going to be introducing Hawkman.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm interested in seeing where they're going because to be honest, I would not have a problem with them scrapping the entire thing and just using different versions of the
Mm-hmm.
superheroes. That would be the fucking Chad move. You
Yeah.
hear what I'm fucking saying?
I
If
do.
they did the Avengers where they just went with Ironheart, fucking one of the new Captain Americas, no, if they fucking did Isaiah Bradley, fucking they did a different Black Widow and they did fucking like different versions or different iterations of all the characters that we know, that
Yeah.
would be oh man, people would be so pissed. I think I fucking think if they did like a different Flash. I don't know which fucking ones do like whatever. If they did like a different Flash, a different Superman, I think it's who's I always forget the black Superman. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
The ones that the conservatives were bitching and moaning about.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Fox. No, fuck it. Let's do a black Batman while we're at. We'll do Tim Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then Nubia as the new Wonder Woman. Fuck yeah, that'd be fucking great. If you just got all of the less conventionally known like versions of the same superheroes
Yeah.
and just put them all together and just did that Justice League, I'd be fucking fine with that. I'd be fucking that would be cool because Marvel is just now doing the thing where it's like, oh, let's deal with the legacy of our characters and like we're gonna introduce a new Captain America and then we're like slowly introduce a new Iron Man and slowly introduce like a new Thor and I'm like, no, no, DCU just going cold, just
Mm-hmm.
going fucking cold. Introduce all of the alternate universe versions of all our favorite superheroes and just don't fucking tell anyone.
Yeah.
Just get it out of the way. Restart your fucking DC EU completely from scratch with the fucking versions that no one fucking like took the time to read about.
Yeah.
I don't even fucking know, but like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. Their offers. Ooh, I'll
Because it's
take
like
free money.
the Batman is not in any universe that we fucking know.
No.
Um, I could I could try to imagine that across the fucking lake Metropolis is there, right?
Yeah.
Like I could see it. But I would love if fucking in this universe Metropolis looked like fucking Bespin, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's perfect. Like it looks perfect. There's never a fucking cloud in the sky and when the sun sets it's always a beautiful orange. Like you have to you have to really go in that same direction that they did with Gotham that you would with like Metropolis. I could see it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
No, but it would take work. And not that I necessarily want that to be the case, though. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm having a hard time with how the Batman versus Superman turned out to see Batman kind of be in the DCEU.
fair enough.
So yeah, growth control. We'll do growth.
Oh, caravan encounter. Take the quick array. Treasury 500. Hmm. Hmm.
Obedience is all I ask, Harry.
Yeah, I feel it. All right. I'm gonna go kill these fuckers.
Good man. I'll help
Just
you out if
for
you need.
you. Decisive victory. No need. This is my territory. I think they are wiped out.
Yep.
Let's see. There you
Oh,
go.
thank God. But yeah, I don't know. If they just keep putting out like a fun Aquaman, a fun Flash,
Mm-hmm.
uh, then I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like if they give solid filmmakers like creative like leniency on these characters and like the things that they can do with them, I won't complain. I won't complain that well, I didn't really care that Zack Snyder didn't get his thing, but like I won't complain that that's not the case. I won't complain. Well, why doesn't the DCU have like a thing when the MCU is just like churning out like another copy and paste like movie? Like that's the thing I was mentioning before. The MCU feels less like it's concerned with making a movie and more like a really sexy preview for their next movie. And
Yeah.
then that next movie is another sexy preview for like another like thing.
Yeah.
And I at least really enjoyed fucking uh the Suicide Squad. You know what? I
Mm-hmm.
really fucking like Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey was really fucking enjoyable for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like and I can't say that in a way that I can with like an MCU movie.
Yeah.
And I don't get me wrong, they're both fast food, but like one of them is like Burger King and the other one is like In and Out, in my opinion.
I want to ask you something, Mark.
Oh
This
fuck
is
what?
game related. How the fuck do outposts work? Why would I construct an outpost in your area?
Just construct it. I don't know what they do at the moment. I fucking forget.
Move this
Your
outpost from
ally
this.
Western province has begun construction of an outpost. Once the construction is complete, their units will join your settlement's garrison. Oh, okay, so they help with like settlements and
Okay.
whatnot.
Perfect. Oh, there you go.
Parfait.
Boom. All right. That was it. Yeah, Batman, good.
Maybe not maybe not Burger King and In-N-Out, but like the idea is that they're both kind of fast food.
Mhm.
I think never mind that fucking analogy. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're right. It is basically fast food, movie form. And it's just it's cool. It's nice. It's fun, but um, like it's not Dune, right? Um,
Yeah.
it's not like this. I don't know. Like, yeah, but
Like
it's
if they put out a
mhm.
fun Wonder Woman movie,
Yeah.
that's one more fun Wonder Woman movie that's been out than in the last 20 something years, right?
Yes.
If they put
Yes.
out like they put out a good one a couple of years ago. They put out a Wonder Woman a year and a half ago. Um, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see where like the next one goes. Like
Yeah.
they're superheroes. We're like our culture's like fucking in love with them, and
Yeah.
I'll I'll fucking cop to liking superheroes. It's not like they're not appealing. Like
Right.
I'm excited for fucking Moon Knight that fucking comes out tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
It's a series, right?
Yeah.
Sick. I forgot about that. Completely forgot about that.
And we'll watch it. We can review it episode by episode, or we can review it as a whole. And fucking Halo, fucking ass Halo comes out next week
Oh, I
too.
forgot. Oh yeah,
I'm not
Halo.
shit personally.
Yeah.
I'll watch it just so I can like say the things that I want to say on this show,
Yeah.
but I especially with hearing like fans bitch and moan about the actual voice actress playing her character Cortana,
Hmm.
and people are fucking bitching and moaning about it. I don't know. It grinds my gears.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? So basically, what we've discussed. Do you think DC should stick to superhero films that are only about the one superhero, like the Batman, right? It's only about himself. There's no like, yeah, they are inclining that you're gonna have more Batman villains, but not necessarily include any new heroes, right? Do you think they should stick to that, or do you think they should just try to do the universe, but in a I'm sure they can do it in a better format, but do you think they should try again, but possibly fail?
Mm, that's that's tough. I don't have an answer for that personally.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not against Batman in I'm not against the Batman in like a larger like environment. I'm really not.
yeah.
Like it would be fun, right? Like I liked Ben Affleck. I enjoyed seeing that version of him interacting with the Man of Steel. Uh, but Warner Brothers really, really, really wants you to know how cool Batman is on his own.
Yeah,
And I don't know. Every time they come out with like a good Batman movie, I'm like, I don't need him in the DCEU. He's Brexit. Just let him go. Let him just leave the DCEU.
mm-hmm.
And then every time I get hope that he could be introduced, it's always in some like weird way
Yeah,
or some less than attractive or ideal way, I guess. I don't know. I we wouldn't be saying this if it was fucking Aquaman, right? Like we can all agree fucking Jason Momoa as Aquaman is a solid version and a fitting version in that, DCU. So hats off to that. But I don't know. I would like to see a universe where that's the case, right? Um,
yeah.
I just don't know how that would look
Fair
because you
enough.
would have to make a bunch of Batman movies. So what I'm thinking of is, so he's introduced in this larger this is a completely new take, right? This isn't
Yeah,
This isn't Batfleck. So let's say like let's say they do a DCEU and they wanted to do all the same kind of beats that the MCU is doing with all these heroes where they take the popular comics and they introduce them. You would have to introduce like you would have to do what I would imagine is like a Batman movie every 3 years,
mm-hmm.
and I would imagine it would be like four of them. I could imagine, I think, four solid Batman, not solid, but I can imagine four of those, right? Not to mention like all the other fucking movies you would release around the same year, around the same time, back to back, next to next, and it sounds exhausting.
Yeah,
Like it sounds exhausting thinking of who the fuck is going to be the next big bad, what the fuck is going to go on with the MCU now, and all this shit. And the last thing I want to think of is like, well, how are they going to fucking introduce Death in the Family, the death of Jason Todd, or fucking uh uh Nightfall, or the Killing Joke, or like how are they going to do all of that shit
yeah.
with the same kind of model that Disney and the MCU or Marvel and the MCU has. That would be difficult.
Yeah.
What 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 Warner Brothers, not Warner Brothers, what the DC, oh god, what Warner Brothers is doing is they are forgetting the whole, so they're forgetting like any kind of stupid unifying thing
Hmm.
and focusing on like, okay, well, fucking Aquaman has to piss around with the Ocean Master, and he's got to do some other thing, and then fucking Wonder Woman has to do this, and then uh Barry has to go fuck around with time and do the Flashpoint thing, and then
Yeah.
Cyborg can't really exist because he pissed off the Warner Brothers, so we're not going to give him a movie, which
Yeah.
breaks my fucking heart. Because after seeing the Snyder cut, I actually really wanted a Cyborg movie, but um, I prefer that
Hmm.
because then you can get like uh then you could get like Death in the Family. God, I keep mentioning all of fucking Batman's comics. I don't know any of the other fucking superheroes comic books except for fucking Flashpoint. But
Right.
like, if you don't have to worry about the next big purple like cock-shaped villain that the DC Avengers have to face, because you don't care about that, the more you can just commit to like making fun, heartfelt stories about like fucking Aquaman not fucking animals, you know?
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, that's why I enjoyed Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care that it doesn't make sense why the fucking Justice League didn't stop the butterflies. I don't fucking give a shit. I just I just like that he exists in like this world where the Justice League could exist, or they might not exist, or they could. And then Harley Quinn kind of exists and doesn't, or I don't know. Maybe the
Hmm.
Suicide Squad is its own universe, whatever. But like that's happening, and it's funny and it's enjoyable, and you get to see a boy grow out of his trauma
Right.
and not grow out of it well, and still has all this baggage and mental health related to, being the fucking son of a Nazi and still kind of being a bit of a bad guy. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not like fourth dimensional writing, but it's still more enjoyable writing than most of what I've seen in the MCU TV stuff so far.
Yes.
So keep it the way it is at the moment. If they
Hmm.
show me like the potential for something else and it's good, I'll watch it. Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll like it probably too, just like I like the MCU, despite I'm fucking pissing and shitting on it. But I'm fine with where they're at now. They the loose thing that they have going satisfies me enough.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, that's good.
Fuck yeah.
So against trait selfish leader. Uh, oh, there we go. I want control. Oh, Confederation. Uh-oh.
Confederation.
All things looking good for us, man.
What happened?
I don't know. I took over things, but I didn't.
Okay. What next, Harry? I almost
Um,
forgot we were podcasting, and I was like,
right.
well, let's play.
Honestly, that's the end of our list, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, we fucking
So
killed it.
next week,
Mm-hmm.
let's see. Hold on, what day is it? The 19th, the 20th. So next week we'll review the first episode of Moon Knight. I'll discuss Master Chief armor, Halo,
Okay.
and then I'll briefly discuss Severance, the show that I've been watching, and then
Okay.
you know what, it'll be a TV show episode. We'll talk about the Foundation because now I also started watching that too, and I pretended to skim through a couple of pages of the Foundation,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm interested in comparing notes with that in the show.
Okay. Yeah. Down for that.
Fuck yeah. God damn it.
All
That
right.
it, Harry? Nothing else you want to talk about? Nothing
Uh.
maybe sports related?
um. Okay. So, out of all my friends, I don't really have anyone that talks sports too.
Oh,
Um. I um. I am huge on sports. Football, soccer, hockey, basketball. Less on basketball now because I just reasons. Um. But I follow sports very closely. And I don't really have anyone else to talk to about that. So I just kind of like, oh, this is so like this is crazy, and then I was like, okay, well, there you go. Um, but so this past week, um, a lot of stuff has happened. So there's there's a football year, right? So basically, this past Wednesday was the end of the year. So all contracts end on Wednesday at 12 p.m., right? So at that time, basically, uh, players become what are called free agents, and they can kind of go to whatever team they want, um, or can stay with the same team depending on whatever They have to basically agree with the team on pay and contract and all that. So
right.
a lot of players have been moving and going, but this year there has been multiple really big trades. Um, like franchise quarterbacks have been traded. Um, and the one of like I'm sure most people have heard it, even people who don't pay attention to sports. But Tom Brady, like a month ago,
Came
said,
out of fucking retirement.
yeah, he said, "Oh, I'm retiring," and then like
Yeah. I
literally,
can't talk to anyone about this, and I fucking called it right there. You son of a
and then yeah, 3 days before free agency starts, he comes out and says, "Actually, never mind, I'm coming back." um,
Yeah,
but
didn't
okay,
he sell like a jersey or something too, and everyone's giving him shit about it?
no. So what happened was, so he said he's retiring. So the someone had the last touchdown pass he threw,
Uh-huh.
um, and that sold for over $500,000. And because he's coming back out of retirement, the value of that football just dropped dramatically because it's
Right.
no longer going to be the last football. You know what I mean? Um, or last touchdown pass that he's going to throw because he's coming out of retirement. So I think he said he's offering the guy to buy it off of him or something like that. I didn't really read into it. Um, but so the speculation with that um was that he wanted to play for the 49ers as his final
Yeah, his
for
dream team.
with his dream team for the final year. Uh, Obviously, we don't know what happened, if that's actually true or whatever. Like, it's just speculation. Some people say, oh yeah, I know, I have my sources in, and they confirm that it's true and this and that. Like, whatever, right? We're not hearing it from the 49ers. We're not hearing it from Tom Brady themselves. People can say they have their sources, whatever. We're not 100% sure. We may never know.
Mhm.
The fact is he's back, and there's this whole speculation of like, oh, he was supposed to play for the Niners his final year, or one more year, and then that's all he wanted, and he would have won a Super Bowl, and that would have been it. That would have been like the dream for him, right? To play for his childhood dream or childhood team and win a Super Bowl and then retire. But it's like, so there's that, and then the Seattle Seahawks traded their franchise quarterback to the Denver Broncos, uh, for a bunch of draft picks and stuff like that. And then I don't know if you're there's a guy from the Houston Texans, Deshaun Watson. He didn't play at all last year because he was in trouble because he had sexual assault allegations.
Mhm.
Um, and he's been cleared of it. They found him not guilty or something like that. And so basically, teams were like, "Oh, he's not getting in trouble. He's not going to jail. Cool. Let's just throw hella money at him and see if we can take him off of the Texans' hands." Because he didn't want to play for them. He was going through all that. So like, but no one wanted to.
Aaron, it's your turn.
Yeah, no one wanted to trade for him because like if all this went
That's the
south,
baggage.
yeah, they didn't want. But now that he's cleared of it, he just earned uh so Aaron Rodgers not too long ago became the most paid quarterback of all time with I think $150.3 million guaranteed.
Ooh.
And the the contract that he beat out was only 150 million. So he didn't beat it by much, but he beat it, right? You're like, "Oh man, that's crazy," you know. Deshaun Watson beat that by like 80 million. He's guaranteed 230 million dollars. Um,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Um,
Over how many years?
I think 4 or 5 years.
God,
But it's
that's stretching
guaranteed,
it.
right?
Hmm.
Um, and um, and this is to the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns also traded their first round draft picks for this year, next year, and the following year, plus I think a fourth round pick and a fifth round pick. So they gave up a lot of draft picks for this guy.
Hmm.
And they're putting all their basically all yeah, like they're putting it all into this one person. Um, and that was huge. And so before that was put through, basically what happened is the Browns have their own quarterback called Baker Mayfield. He
Okay.
um and basically, I mean, the Browns are the Browns, they're not the greatest team, but Baker Mayfield just wasn't doing well, and so the Browns were like, we're interested in Deshaun Watson. And so when they started interviewing Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield was like, he like posted on Instagram or whatever. He's just like, all right, bye Cleveland, this and that, blah blah blah. Like he's like, oh, if you're gonna interview another quarterback, I'm gone. I'm not gonna play for you guys. And so basically, Deshaun Watson was like, okay, well, I don't want to play for the Browns. I'm gonna go look for other teams. So they're out of the contention. And so when that was released, Baker Mayfield said, well, I still want to be traded. I'm not gonna play for you guys. So um basically the Browns responded with saying, well, we don't care. You're not going to get traded. Um, and I think all of a sudden, the like the next day after all that happened, Deshaun Watson said, "Actually, you know what? I'm signing with the Browns because
I
they
want, I
offered
want, I want. No,
be,
never mind.
because they offered him $230 million guaranteed.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like it's gonna be like, yeah, I can go play for another team, you know, or I
So I'm
can
gonna stop
earn
fucking. Yeah.
the most amount of money that any quarterback has ever earned in history. Like
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, I'm gonna stay here, or I'm gonna go there so I can make hella money and then not have to ever like me and my future generations don't have to ever work. Um so yeah, that all happened. Pending negotiation. What are you doing with me? What? Oh, did you cancel it? What's going on here? Oh, you're sending me $1? I accept.
So that you end your turn.
Oh, fucking asshole. um,
I'm still listening, by the way.
yeah. Um, so that all happened. Um, and then there's still like the 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo who said that they were going to trade him a while ago. They still haven't done that. Um, and the 49ers basically he holds a certain amount. So every year every team has to hit a certain salary cap. Like you can't extend it, so you can't just like blow money and like kind of like I think they ended it, but I believe the Yankees at some point, like the MLB didn't have a salary cap, so teams like the Yankees who had a lot of money were able to just pay for the best players.
Hmm.
And so and I guess in sports or in football they're like uh we don't want that to happen, so we're going to, you know, like add a salary cap. So like I think there is a salary cap now in baseball, but there used to not be. And so I think other sports were like, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're going to make sure we you know, have a salary cap. So every year a team has to hit a certain, can't surpass the salary cap. So by the end of the physical year, every team has to be below the salary cap
Hmm.
and then cannot exceed it afterwards.
Okay.
So the Niners were like at the cusp, and they were able to like lower it a little bit. So they're right there, right? The so Jimmy Garoppolo holds about like 25 point something million of salary cap. And that's like a huge chunk. So if they trade Jimmy Garoppolo, they have more salary cap to hire, not hire, well, yeah, hire more players, right? I think that the term is sign more players in contracts. So,
Okay.
so basically, like, there's this thing of like, oh, the Niners are messing up because they're supposed to have offers for Jimmy Garoppolo. They should have traded him. We don't want him here anymore. And there's speculations of like, actually, they want to keep him here and this and that. But like, there's a lot of speculation going about that. And to me, I think all the other teams knew that there was stuff happening with other quarterbacks that they would prefer over Jimmy
Okay.
Garoppolo, because Jimmy Garoppolo isn't the greatest quarterback. He just isn't, unfortunately, you know? And so they want to make sure they they see what they can possibly get before
Okay.
they um commit to a quarterback that isn't the greatest.
Right.
Um which you know, you can't really blame them for that, you know? Like they're just being, it's a business, right? You want the best, um to be in the best position for yourself.
Yeah.
And so that's my speculation. I think, yeah, maybe they had offers, but the other teams were also like, we're gonna
Mm,
wait.
maybe. Yeah.
We're gonna wait on it because you know what? Other, you know, other teams might you know, give us better, you know, better a better trade, right? Another, basically there were disgruntled quarterbacks out there that wanted to leave their teams, and those other teams are looking to take advantage of that.
Right.
Where Jimmy Garoppolo isn't disgruntled, the Niners are just like, we have a rookie quarterback that, you know, we feel is better than Jimmy Garoppolo,
Hmm.
and that can be the future of the Niners, you know. Um, and they don't really need Jimmy Garoppolo, especially with the amount of money he's being paid. Um, so there's that argument. Um,
Okay.
so you know, it's not that he's disgruntled. If he stays with the Niners and plays for a year or sits behind the rookie quarterback, like he's not going to argue because he's getting paid the same amount, right?
Buku
So
buku. Yeah.
yeah, so he doesn't care. He's like, you know what, like I'm okay chilling here or going to play somewhere else. Like, you know, this is a business at the end of the day, and you know, and the thing with him is he hasn't like shown any. I'm sure he's like disgruntled, you know, at home and stuff. Like, man, like I wish they would give me another opportunity. This and that, blah, blah, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure he would feel, he feels that way, but he doesn't show it in public. He doesn't, all that stuff, which is great, right? Um, but at the same time, um, because of that, there's no push to get traded. So the Niners aren't rushing, and people were speculating that people wanted Jimmy Garoppolo and they wanted to trade really high really high picks for him, but at the same time, with all this that's happened, um and these are all
There's a
play
little bit of skepticism.
yeah, but I'm saying, like, there's a lot of good players out there. Like Russell Wilson, who got traded from the Seahawks uh to the Broncos. He's only 32,
Hmm.
you know? He's still, Aaron Rodgers is out, older, and so is I mean, look at Tom Brady, right? He's 40. He's going to be 45 this year, I
Yeah.
believe, right? And he went to the playoffs last year. He played fantastic, and then the year before he won a Super Bowl, right? At 43, he won a Super Bowl. So if Russell Wilson, who's already gone to two Super Bowls, he's won one, and he's been consistent, and he's only 32. Like, that's good. That's, and if you're able to get that, hell yeah, dude. And that's what they
Hmm.
went for. And so if he was in the market and people knew that he didn't want to be with the Seahawks anymore, there's that. And then you have Deshaun Watson, who people believe is going to be a fantastic player. And he did well with the Texans when he played. It's just, he had all this stuff happening. Um, um, he was in the market too because he didn't want to stay with the Texans. So of course, all these owners were trying to figure out what to do next, right? At least that's
Yeah.
how I feel. I feel like that's what they're thinking about because they're just like, okay, well, we could, um, you know, uh, go for this Jimmy Garoppolo guy, but we could just wait a little bit and possibly get someone better by trading for them.
Okay.
Like, why not just wait it out? I think, yeah, there's options on the table for Jimmy Garoppolo, but I don't think any teams were willing to do it right there and then. I think they were waiting. Like, okay, we're willing to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo for this stuff, but we want to know what's going to happen next with these other quarterbacks. Um, and especially with what happened with like, I'm sure teams knew about Russell Wilson and the Broncos just offered the best trade. Um, they knew Deshaun Watson was maybe going to be, cleared of what was happening and they're going to be able to trade for him, so they wanted to wait for that. And now with the quarterback that was with the Browns, now he wants out. Maybe they're like, okay, like, now let's see what's up with this. And the same thing with so the Atlanta Falcons have a quarterback named Matt Ryan, who was supposed to, basically, the Falcons interviewed Deshaun Watson, and they're one of the favorites to get him. So Matt Ryan would have been in the same position as Baker Mayfield, where they don't need him anymore. So right now, the Atlanta Falcons are in discussion with him. I'm sure he's not going to be open to, like, Baker Mayfield was, like, saying, "Oh, I want to get traded, this and that." I'm sure he's telling them, "Hey, if you don't want me here, I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
If you want to rebuild with
Free
yeah, if you want to rebuild with a new team, go ahead, man. Trade me somewhere else. Get some draft picks off of me. I don't care. If you want a whole new team, I'm not going to argue with you. Just, send me somewhere where I want to go to." And I'm
Yeah.
sure
Give
that's
me
what
mine.
yeah, and I'm sure that's what's being discussed. So a lot of owners are seeing that too, right? A lot of them like, oh, so now this guy may be in the market, and they look around, they're like, okay, so we could basically potentially, like, there are potential really good quarterbacks out there, and there's like, what do we have to trade? And Jimmy Garoppolo is still at the bottom of the barrel, right?
Hmm.
He's not like he's not the worst because he is a really good leader, And his passing isn't the greatest. But he does well enough. Um, Especially if you just want to win games, like he can do that. Like he led the Niners to a Super Bowl. Uh, he led the Niners again to the NFC Championship. Didn't like the Niners lost. Like you can say, oh yeah, Garoppolo could have done more. But I believe the defense kind of in one of the situations literally dropped the ball uh, on uh, on winning the game. Um,
Mhm.
on both instances. But I think I think he's a good quarterback, but I think other teams are looking at him and saying we may be able to get someone better. So I think
Mhm.
the offers are there, but I don't think they want to execute them just yet. They want to know because the thing is, there's also players who are going to be in the draft, right? Rookies. So they're probably thinking about, okay, who can we get in the draft and maybe have Jimmy Garoppolo play in front of him, right?
Okay.
Like Jimmy Garoppolo will start, but the rookie quarterback will sit there, learn from him, and eventually will kind of do what the Niners did and get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo down the road and have the rookie start. You know, so there is that. So I don't I because the speculation is all the Niners were getting greedy and wanted more draft picks or better draft picks on than what other teams were offering. But I
Mhm.
think it's more about the other teams weren't executing. They're saying, "Hey, yeah, we could give you this, but we want to see what happens because there's other stuff on the going around, right?" And
Mhm.
they don't, and I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is worth going after first, to me at least.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's it. That's been free
Harry, was
agency.
that so fucking hard?
Yeah, it was.
God damn it.
um, that's sports talk, sports talk with Harry.
I like it.
Yeah.
I see. I had a time where I forgot to end my turn, and now you had one, and you were really involved, and I liked that.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. I really appreciate when you get into these rants.
Mm-hmm. So did you
Fuck
end your
yeah.
turn?
Yes.
No, no, you didn't.
Oh, I knew that. Hold on. Fuck, it's recorded. I ended it and then I did diplomacy. Shit.
Well, motherfucker. But yeah, other than the your what is that? Oh, other than the sports talk, that's it, man. Are we planning to watch any movies?
You know what? I'll check all the shit that might be coming out soon.
Yeah, let me. So I'm down to do. I know there's some movies that you want to watch the night of, right? Thursday nights. But if
Hmm.
there's times where I feel like I think we could be fine just doing the $5 Tuesdays.
I'm down.
But
I'm
we
down.
can see. Hey, I'm about to go on a fight. You wanna join me?
Fuck yeah.
Let's fucking do this shit. Oh wait, I can auto resolve. They're weak. That's fine.
God damn it, Harry. And
Sorry.
you're auto resolving.
Let me just replenish my troops. All right, cool.
Alright.
Harmony
Do
Yin.
we want to finish up here?
Yeah. I want to know
Fuck
what the
yeah.
fuck happened. Buildings. What did I build? Oh, I remember now. I remember now. Yeah, this yin and yang thing, dude.
I don't. I don't.
Interesting. So, like, obviously, if you look at it, it says current balance. There's the technology, buildings, events, and characters, right? So,
Hmm.
depending on who your heroes are, like I have one that's yin and I have one that's yang. That affects it. The buildings that you get, especially in the where is it? The infrastructure affects what yin yang. So I've been kind of going back and forth. So I remember now that this turn I was gonna get fucked and go one way, but next turn a building's gonna finish and it's gonna be the opposite. So then it's gonna
Good,
be balanced. I
because
got
I'm
it.
done now.
Oh wow, look at that shit, dude. Hold on, you son of a bitch. Uh, I gotta make sure everything's good, dude. I gotta make sure
Get
everything's
fucked,
good.
Harry.
Yeah, I really did, didn't I? Okay. I'm gonna build some troops here. So I'm gonna go fuck up these rat colonies.
Skaven? Oh, you mean the
Skaven.
Lindsey Grahams?
Ha!
That was a joke from yesterday.
Outpost
And it
upgrade
was
available. Should I upgrade?
upgrade that shit.
So what is it? Okay, provides allied recruitment of a selection of units from the faction's global recruitment. Allied recruitment is expensive outside of friendly territory. Okay. Casualty replenishment rate plus 3%. Local armies. Provides garrison. Jade Warriors. Jade Warrior crossbowmen. Okay, yeah. So how do you... Damn. I still don't know what the outpost shit is all about, man.
Doesn't matter. Just put one down. Think about the consequences of your actions later. This is geopolitics.
You got it. Oh, man. All right, end my turn.
Fuck
So I
yeah.
don't know. I started this game, right? So I have to save it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
you do.
All right, we'll do one more turn and then we'll
Fuck
call
yeah.
it. Okay.
Folks, one more turn. But you're not going to live long enough to hear it. So, see it. Shit. Damn it. Folks, if you like the content, if you like hearing us babble inconsistently and a lot, then you know what? You might want to float on over to our YouTube at Hitting the Mark with Harry and Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. It's there.
I think that'd be a great idea. Or if you want to get in touch with us directly, you can always hit us up on our email, hittingthemark2020 at gmail.com. And if you wanted to keep in touch with our up to date razor sharp content on Twitter, which is lively, I'll tell you that. Um, you can hit us up on capital H, capital T, capital M underscore podcast. Once again, that is HTM underscore podcast. Folks, we love doing this. We like just chilling. It's a really bad way of exploring ideas, but we explore them nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
We do it because we love doing it. And we love I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. I just love doing it. It makes me happy, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna continue doing it. So fuck this imaginary person who would rescind, no, restrict my happiness. You
I'm
hear
sorry
that?
about. Yeah, I am
Yeah.
hearing that.
Fuck you. Anyway, you folks have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next week, okay?
All right, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.